Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the 11th problem solving session on the NPTEL course on sustainable architecture. Let me share my screen with all of you. So thank you for joining the today's problem solving session. And like previous week, this week also we will be solving some of the sample problem question based on the week 11 content of the NPTEL course on architectural approaches to decarbonization of buildings. And it will be good to see you all. Let me admit some more participants to our today's problem solving session. Yeah, so as I can see, till now we are having one, two, three, four participants, and more participants. Whoever will be joining to the today's problem solving session, I will be admitting them. Meanwhile, let me start the our problem solving session discussion. And here, as I am presenting my screen, you all can see this is the week 11 problem solving session. And let's start the today's problem solving session with some of the important questions that will be helpful for you for cracking the final exam. I hope the timeline and the pattern of the exam you must have visited and you are aware about that. And if you are having any sort of doubt, then you can ask me. And you will also be able to download your admit card of the exam that will be conducted on 26th of October. So let us begin and discuss the lecture 1 content of week 11 where you have studied. Okay, let me admit one more participant. Okay, so now we are having 5 participants till now. So here I will be projecting some questions. Let's see how many of you can answer it correctly. Who knows the answer, they can mark their answers in the chat box, and after the end of each question I will be having a detailed discussion on that particular question if you are having some sort of doubt on that. Similarly, I will be discussing about the sample problem questions of each lecture of week 11. It will be a lecture series of around 50 to 60 questions in the whole problem solving session of today. And at the end, I will be discussing the most important uh, previous year questions, I should say, where which was asked to the students in the previous year assignments. And with the help of all these problems that we have discussed today, we will be easily able to solve the assignment questions of this week that have been given to you. And these assignments whatever are given to you week wise, they are very very important. Once again I will like to tell you that marks 25% of weightage is allocated to these uh, assignments. So consider this assignment to be a sincere task, and best out of the 12 assignment marks will be counted in your final evaluation. So here is the first question that I am projecting in front of you all. I hope it is visible to all of you. If anybody of you are not able to see, then let me know. And if it is visible, please let me know that if the screen is visible. Okay. So try to give your answers in the chat box. Whoever knows the answer for this particular question, question number. Okay. Sai Manohar has responded that the screen is visible, and the question is also visible then. So try to answer to this question. If somebody asks you the primary function of building envelope, you have heard a lot about the building envelope systems. So what does this building envelope do? What is the primary function of this building envelope? So whoever knows the answer to this question, they can consider this question as it has been asked in the exam, and they can give their answers in the chat box. And then I will be discussing how many of you are going in the right direction, how many of you are able to give the correct answer to these questions, and then I will be discussing the correct answer with you all. So all of you try to submit your answers. In 1 minute of time is spent, I will be allocating not more than that, because I have to discuss 50 questions of this week around sample problem questions. So whoever knows the answer, they can mark their answers in the chat box. Then I will be seeing who knows the answer. So I hope most of you have already answered to this question or given their answers, whoever was knowing the answer for this question. So let me see how many of you have given your opinion for this particular question. Question number 1. So whoever is answering, first of all, you have to write the question number and then the option that you are thinking to be the final answer for this particular question, question number 1. So as I can see, Sidra Khan was the first to answer to this question, and he has mentioned it's B. And Sai Manohar has also answered it as an insulation, and others have answered it as a option B. As I can see, fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 participants are there. So as I have to discuss it with you all that the person who has mentioned, like Sai has mentioned, it's insulation only, option A. So it's not the only function of building envelope, insulation only. Rather, the building envelope's primary function is to separate the indoor environment with the outdoor environment. So most of you have opted option B, that is the correct answer. So there are different ways of separating the indoor environment with the outdoor environments. The shading can be one option, or the insulation can be one option. So these all, shading also, insulation also, these all are part of a building envelope. So based on that, if you will see, then you will find that this is not the only function that you have to mark the primary only function. The main function is to separate the indoor and outdoor, and the indoor and outdoor can be separated with the help of different kinds of insulation material or shading materials. These all come under building envelope. I hope the answer is and the explanation is clear. Option B is the correct answer for this particular question, because all of you know that the building envelope acts as a screen of the building, separating the conditioned indoor environment from the outdoor environment while ensuring the comfort and protection of the occupants. So option B was the correct answer for this particular question number 1. Whoever have marked option B, they are absolutely correct, and whoever have not marked that or marked it correctly, so I have explained to them. Is it clear to all of you? Can we move to the next question? Can we move to the next question, guys? Okay, yes, Celine is saying yes. Let's move to the next question then. Here is the next question for you all. Question number 2. Let's see who can answer it first and who can answer it correctly. The second question is asking you all the three primary functions of building envelope. So, what should be the primary functions of building envelope? As I have already talked in the previous question, it's not only insulation. That's why there are several primary functions. You have to mark the correct answer for this particular question, question number 2. Whoever knows the answer, they can mark their answer in the chat box. So let me see who have answered to this question and who have answered to this question correctly. Whoever have marked their answers, it's good. How many of you have given your answers? So as I can see, most of you again are having different opinions for this particular question, question number 2. Some are saying A, some are saying D. So the correct answer which comes under the primary function of this building envelope, as it was discussed with you in the lecture, there are some differences in each of the options. Like in option 2, you can see this, it is talking about the foundation. It's not the part of building envelope, you can say. Or this option C, it is talking about aesthetic comes, then it's very good, but it's not the primary function. Building envelope is constructed mainly to provide this you can say structural support, because building envelope includes all the outer cover of the building like walls, roofs, windows. So it provides structural support. That is the correct. As well as climate control, that I was talking in the previous question, between the outdoor climate conditions and the indoor climate conditions. They control the indoor climate conditions and make it comfortable, tackling the outdoor uncomfortable climate conditions prevailing. And also it is helpful for the energy optimization. This is the primary function, you can say, because if you're talking about energy optimization, then all the things are coming, whether it is uh, thermal insulation you're talking about, or you're talking about day lighting or ventilation. These all things all coming in a particular energy optimization part. These are the sub branches of energy optimization, because overall this day lighting, it is, if you're getting day lighting from outside source, or means solar you can say, or natural you can say, then overall your energy is getting minimized or optimized. Your thermal insulation is also having the same function. So all are the sub branches of energy optimization, you can say. But other primary functions, you can say, the option D is explaining it very well. So the correct answer for this question number 2 is option D. Is it clear to all of you? Yeah, as I can see, Sidra is yeah, she has mentioned it clearly that option D is the correct answer, and she has understood also, and Celine is also saying the same. So can we move to the next question, guys? If the second question is clear, then there are minute difference between the terminology that you have to understand. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to the third question of the day. So here is the third question. All of you try to participate in this today's problem solving session and give your valuable answers for this particular question, question number 3, which is asking you all the what role does airtight construction play in low energy envelope? So try to give answer to this question, third question number 3. Let us see who knows very well the function of airtight construction or advantage of airtight construction. So the term itself is explaining the function. So if you know it very well, then you will easily be able to answer to this question, question number 3. Whether it increases infiltration. If you are having airtight, then how the infiltration can increase? Infiltration is basically the air leakages, you can talk about, or prevented unwanted air leakage, reduces embodied carbon. It's not about embodied carbon. Embodied carbon something that comes when the building is getting constructed, material is getting prepared or getting transported. That embodied carbon part comes. It is not about the when the building is in operation or air leakages is happening. Then operational carbon can be one of the factor, but not embodied carbon. So what do you think, all of you? What should be the correct answer as per you all? So as I can see for this particular question, question number 3, Sidra Khan and Celine, they both have marked the option B. So let me tell both of you that both of you are absolutely correct. The option B is the correct answer for this particular question, question number 3. And airtight construction, it overall minimizes the infiltration of outside air leakages, you can talk about, or the conditioned air that is inside your house. Thereby it will be overall helping you for reducing the energy wastage. All of you are correct, whoever has marked the answer, and whoever was not knowing, I hope now it is clear. Let's move to the next question, question number 4. The question number 4 is talking you about, you have to tell me which of the following is a key element of low building envelopes. So see all the four options carefully, and then tell me which of the following is a key element of low building energy envelope. I hope the question is very very clear and all of you will be able to answer to this question. So let me see. I have received many of the responses from the audience. So as I can see, 4D have been marked by Celine, 4C have been marked by Manohar, and 4D Sidra has mentioned. Okay, many of you have marked, like Raja was the first to mark option D, and then Sidra was the second, but Sai is going for option C, and so some of you are going for option C, and some of you are going for option D. So let me tell you that only one option is correct for this particular question. So some of you are correct and some of you are incorrect. That's you know very well. But the correct answer is option D. So this, if you are talking about the low energy building envelope, so this low energy building envelope, it includes all that we have already studied the functions of building envelope. It is includes high performance insulation also, or energy efficient windows also, and shading devices also. So option D will be the correct answer for this particular question. It also include, there are some more options that can be included here, but it is not here. Like it can be natural ventilation, proper daylighting. All these functions can also be included, or they can be also the element of low energy building envelope. But for the timing, all of the above, option D is the correct answer for this particular question. Question number 4. So I hope it is clear. So yeah, Sai has already mentioned that it is okay to him now, and others have answered option D only. So let's move to the next question then, guys. The question number 5. Here is the question number 5 for the participants, which is asking you about one major advantage of low energy envelopes. So this is very straightforward questions, and if you have understood the concept of low energy envelope, then it is very very easy for all of you to answer it correctly. I hope all of you will be answering it correctly, and who answers it first? Let's see. For this particular question, question number 5. Yeah, this was very straightforward questions, and if you were a part of our previous discussion, yeah, Vicky, Sidra, Celine, Sai, it's good to see that all of you are actively participating to the problem solving session and given your answers for option B, and this time all of you are absolutely correct. So this reduced operational carbon, this can be the answer for this particular question, because you know this concept that we have explained it earlier also, that minimizing the operating energy through the low energy envelope systems, we can easily lower the operational carbon emissions and reduce the environmental impact. Overall we will be able to improve the building sustainability. That is the primary function. So all of you are correct. So without wasting our time, let's move to the sixth question, guys, and see who can answer it first. The sixth question is asking you all, how do energy envelopes improve comfort, occupant comfort? Yeah. So how it can improve? So this is also very straightforward question. You all can easily answer to this question number 6, and I will see who can answer it first and who can answer it correctly as well. So kindly mention the question number first, then after that it will be good to see that you are mentioning the answer, then it will be easy to evaluate also. So let me see who were able to answer to this question, particular question, question number 6. Yeah, as I can see, several of people have marked their answers, and Celine was the first to answer to this question. It's good. So others also have marked, and all of you are giving or choosing only one answer, that is option C. So I would like to tell you that all of you are absolutely correct. Option C is the correct answer for this particular question. And this low energy envelope provide thermal comfort, daylight, and good quality, that all we have already understood. And it will be overall ensuring the consistent indoor temperature and better indoor air quality for the occupants. That is correct. So let's move to the seventh question. If you all of you are correct, and if anybody is having any sort of doubt in the question or the explanation, then he or she can unmute herself or himself, and he can directly ask the question. As I have to cover a lot of questions, and as I can see all of you are mentioning correct answers, so I'm moving to the next question here. But you can interrupt me if you are having any sort of doubt. So here's the seventh question, guys. Who have completed question number 6, let's work on question number 7, because I know all of your mindset or all of your IQ or all of your concept are not equal, so you can take your time, and whoever have completed, I am moving forward, but you can interrupt me, and we can discuss it in detail also. But if you are having incorrect answers, then I will be discussing in detail for sure. But all of you are having correct opinion and correct answer, then let's move to the next question. That will be my focus. So for this question number 7, how many of you know the answer? You can give your answers for the question number 7. Which of the following contribute to solar heat gain control in low energy envelope? So the lecture was mainly focused upon the low energy envelope, the functions of that, the you can say the contribution or how the it operates, what are the features, those things all are discussed with you in detail. Low energy envelope. So the questions are also framed based upon your understanding on the low energy envelope. So let me see who have answered to this question and who have understood the concept of low energy envelope till now. So as I can see for this particular question, all of you also can see that 7D, 7D, 7D. Lot of people have marked 7D for this question, and it's good to inform you all that 7D is the correct answer. Means option D, all of the above is the correct answer for this particular question. And this building envelope can be uh, either with the help of double or triple glazing with low emissivity. E refers to the emissivity coating or overhangs or lever or proper building orientation. All these are helping us to or contributing to the solar heat gain control in low energy envelopes. That's why option D was the correct answer for this particular question, question number 7, and all of you have marked it correctly. Good. So let's move to the last question of lecture 1 content of week 11. So this will be the last question that I am discussing from lecture 1 content, and then I will be discussing some of the sample problem questions from the lecture 2 content of week 11. So meanwhile, all of you give your answers for this particular last question of lecture 1 content of week 11. So this is, let me inform you all that this is our 11th lecture problem solving session, and there will be the last 12th problem solving session also, same timing 7 to 9 p.m. on Tuesday. But along with that, there will be one more final session where I will be discussing not upon the week wise, I will be discussing the whole course important questions, and that will be conducted on the next Thursday. So the next Tuesday, the same timing, we will be having week 12 problem solving session like week wise, and then on Thursday, just day after tomorrow, day after means Tuesday, you can say next Thursday, you will be getting notified and link as well, and the timing will be same 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for you all. So I want the active participation of you all in the final session as well, because there I will be discussing all the important questions from all the courses and exam pattern and all and recent queries of the students we will be discussing in detail. So I hope all of you will be joining, and let's see who have completed this answer. Meanwhile, question number 8, the correct answer. How many of you have marked? So let me see. and discuss with you all the correct answer for this question number 8. Yeah. So as I can see, Vicky is the first to answer to this question. Sidra is also very active and Celine is also. So out of all the participants, I have received a few answers. Some of them are not answering, either they don't know or they're confused. So I will be discussing with them all. And whoever have answered to the last question, so I will inform you all that all of you have answered it correctly. The correct answer is option C. That is, they contribute to sustainable built environment. So this low energy envelope, overall it will be, you all know that it will be helping you to lower the operational carbon or improve the comfort or support the sustainable design goals, etc. And overall they will be meeting to the green building certification criteria. So if you will see all the features or all the functions of low building envelopes, then they are indirectly or directly they are contributing to the sustainable built environment, where you can reduce the carbon emissions, energy consumptions, energy efficiency. You can achieve all these things. So all of you are correct. Good. So let's move to the some of the sample problem questions of lecture 2 of week 11. Here is the first question from lecture 2, which is asking you about the nearly what percentage of heat transfer happens through the building envelope. So this was told to you in the lecture, during the lecture. How well you can recall your memory and know these ballpark numbers. Let me see, and how many of you can answer to it. The correct answer for this question number 1 of lecture 2. Any one of you who wants to give your opinion and the answer? Meanwhile, let me check the voice and all. Yeah, it is connected. For this particular question, question number 1. Anyone? So let me see who can recall this very well. So as I can see, Sidra Khan was the first to answer, and exact answer as per her, it's 46.8%. One C has been marked by other students also. So 46.8 months it is falling under nearly around 50% or 50 to 60 as has been mentioned. So option D, sorry C, not at 70 to 80. It is not going to 80. It's around 50%. You can say it's above 40, so it's 50 around. So option C will be the most appropriate answer. So all of you have marked it correctly. That is option C. Building envelopes accounts for nearly 50 to 60% of total heat transfer. That this is the uh, fact or the figure you can remember, and it also gets on keep on changing. So if somebody is asking you about how much energy consumption building sector is responsible for, or or the energy demand occurs out of the total energy consumed by the world, how much portion is covered by the buildings? So it's then around 40%. But it's not that question. It is asking you about if you are staying in a particular building, then how much heat transfer occurs through the building envelope. So the building is mainly comprised of the building envelope only. So whatever the heat transfer is occurring, most portion, if you talk about it, occurs from the building envelope only. So that's why it's option C, 50 to 60%. All of you are correct, whoever have answered, and whoever have not answered, I hope the explanation is very clear to all of you. and the explanation that I am giving you in detail that can help you in solving some other problems in future. So is it clear to all of you? If it is clear, then we will be moving to the next question, guys. Is it clear? Can we move to the next question? So I'm getting only one response. It is clear, Sidra? Okay. Others also, if you are having any query, you can unmute yourself and ask. So let's move to the second question then. Second question is asking you about the dynamic envelopes and they are beneficial because what is the function of dynamic envelope? You can dictate the question in that way and then you can answer it correctly. So different types of envelopes was told to you: static envelope, dynamic envelope, how they function, what is their primary focus or operational method. Based on that, you can easily answer to this question number 2. So as I can see, for this particular question, question number 2, out of the several participants that have joined here to the today's problem solving session, most of you have answered to option B. Yeah, and Raja is the first to answer to this question. He has grasped it very well, and others also they have given your opinion for this question, and all of you are correct. Whoever have answered, they are correct. Option B is the correct answer for this particular question, question number 2. That is adjust to the outdoor conditions and occupant needs. Since this dynamic envelope enhances the adaptability, but how they can enhance the adaptability by adjusting the shading system or the ventilation or daylight levels you can talk about according to the external climate condition and the outdoor environment demand. And with the help of this, they will be helping you or they will be beneficial for meeting the occupant needs. I hope the explanation is clear. Is it clear to all of you? Can we move to the next question, guys? So let me admit one more participant to our problem solving session. So now we are having how many participants? One, two, three, four, five, six. Six participants are there. So all of you are welcomed. So some of you have joined late, but it's fine. The recordings will be given to you. And thanks all of you for joining. And till now we have covered uh, several questions of lecture 1. Now we will be moving to discuss the sample problem questions of lecture 2. So let me see who can answer to these questions. And this I have already explained this question. And is it clear to all of you that we have also remarked as yes? So let's go to the third question then. Here is the third question, guys, for you all. The third question is asking you about which of the following is major disadvantage. So some there will be some disadvantage of this dynamic envelopes. Otherwise, why everyone is not adopting this? So what do you think the primary disadvantage of this building the dynamic envelope system can be? So let me see. So as I can see, yeah, Supriya has answered it very well. Good. She has come just now, but she has answered before Sidra Khan. Celine has also answered. Vicky has answered it very rapid or very fast, I should say. So it's good to announce with you all that all of you have answered it correctly, and the correct answer for this particular question, question number 3, is option B only. Dynamic envelope systems involving or includes no variable that several moving parts will be there, several sensors will be there that will be detecting the outdoor environment and multiple mechanisms will also be there. Overall, they will be leading to the higher initial cost, maintenance cost, and technical challenges as well. That is mentioned in option B. That's why option B is the correct answer for this particular question, and all of you have answered it correctly. Good. So let's move to the fourth question, guys. Here is the fourth question in front of you all. Then the fourth question is asking you all the choice between static and dynamic envelope depends on. Yeah. So for some people, the static envelope will be better. For some people, dynamic envelope will be better. So what do you think? What may how people take their choices between or the selection make their selections between the static or the dynamic envelope system? Read all the four options carefully and give your answers, guys, for this question number four. Let's see who can answer it correctly and who can answer it first. It's question number four. So let me see who has answered it correctly. So Celine, Sidra, Vicky, all of them are marking option D. What about others? Krishna, Supriya, they are also there. I hope they know the answer. Yeah, other participants are also there. So most of you have answered. Let me discuss then without wasting the time of others. The correct answer is option D only. So whenever somebody will be making choice between the static or the dynamic envelope, then their choice will be depending upon the all the factors like climate. If somewhere only cold weather conditions is prevailing in all the times of the year, like in Leh Ladakh, so if the outside is always cold, then good insulation system or the static system will always be benefiting inside. But if there is changing type of climatic conditions in that particular location, then that static one cannot work well throughout the year. In that condition, you will have to change the envelope system based upon the outdoor climate condition. That's the option A is correct. Building type and uses is also dependent. If your building is very big and so many usages, so many sources of income, so many works are going on at a time, so based upon that also you will need different kinds of climatic condition or outdoor conditions on that particular building locations. So that can be a part of choosing between the static or the dynamic. If your building is simple, then obviously you won't be going for lot of cost. So all these factors are there. Your budget is also there. So all of the above is the correct answer. All of you have mentioned it correctly. So let's move to the next question. Question number five, guys. The question number five is here that I have projected in front of you all. It is asking you all that in heat dominated climates, which strategy is most important? Whether it is option A, increased glazing without shading, or option B, elimination of daylight, or option C, higher insulation and use of light levels, or option D, passive solar heating. So out of the four options for option question number 5, which you think to be the correct answer? Very good question. It will check the concept and preparation level of all of you. So it is asking about heat dominated climate for the hot regions where high solar gains are there. Like I have given one example of cold climate conditions where high cold climate condition is there, like Ladakh. So taking that as an example or explanation, you can answer to this question. Sidra has already answered, Celine has already answered, and most of you have answered it option C, as I can see. Yeah. So all of you are correct. Option C is the correct answer for this particular question. Question number 5. That is, in hot regions with high solar heat gain condition, the insulation will be helping you to minimize the thermal losses, and the light self will also be redirect the natural daylight deeper into the interiors, so that the direct sunlight cannot be there. Diffuse light can only enter or redirected, so that daylight can be gained, but heat gain can be minimized. So option C was the correct answer. Good, good to see you all that you have answered it correctly. So let's go to the sixth question again. So sixth question is here in front of you all. The sixth question is asking you all that in mixed climate, a suitable envelope strategy is. So if you are staying in a mixed climate, not very very hot, not very very cold climate conditions, so what strategy you will be preferring? Question number 6. So as I can see, several answers have been marked by the students, and they're marking it quickly. That's also very good, because in exam you will need to save your time. So most of you have answered it B. Sidra is first to answer. So all of you are correct, guys. The correct answer is B only. That is, whenever you will be staying in a type of climatic condition, then this mixed climate condition will be requiring dual strategies. That is mentioned in option B. That is shading for the summer, you can say, and the passive solar heating or solar gain can be utilized during the cold seasons. Correct. So let's move to the seventh question then. Low E refers to the low emissivity, that is clearly mentioned here. The purpose of low E coated windows. Somewhere you might have seen that people are preferring low E coated windows. So why do they prefer it? What is the purpose of it? Question number 7. Mark your answer, guys. So I hope most of you have already answered. We cannot. Yeah, I can see 7A, 7A. Yeah, 7A. Different people have answered. Jaza is the first to answer to this question. Good. And he has answered it correctly. 7A is the correct answer. That is, low E coating reflect infrared radiation, keeping the interior cool in summer and warm in winter. That is required while allowing the daylight inside. That is the correct answer. Option A. All of you have marked it absolutely correct. Good. So without wasting our time, let's go to the eighth question, guys. Then, so how many of you can answer it correctly and quickly? That many questions we can solve and end the session. So if your concepts are clear about particular concept, particular question, then need not to be discussed more, I feel. So for this question number 8, I hope this is also very small question, and you can all of you can easily answer to this question. Cool roof it is talking about. So as I can see, many of you have answered to this question, question number 8, and 8A have been marked by Vicky, and others have marked option D. So let me tell you all that option D is the most appropriate answer. If I will talk about the most appropriate and the single answer that I will be opting for this particular question, question number 8, then it will be option D. Why? Because these cool roofs, you all know that these cool roofs uses the reflective coatings or the tiles, you can say, that reduce the heat absorption. If it will be mainly reflecting it. It will be not absorbing it. So it reduces the heat absorption. So if it will be absorbing less heat and reflecting more, then overall it will be lowering the indoor cooling demand, because indoor there will be less heat getting entrapped or reached. So if it is less heated area, then your cooling demand will be reduced. That is well explained in option D. Option D is the correct answer, and Sidra and Celine has answered it correctly. Also, they have understood the concept. So let me know others. It is clear to all of you that option D is the correct answer. If it is clear, then let me know. Then I will move into the next question. Option D. How many of you support? Celine is saying it is okay, and it's okay to Sidra also, but they were already correct initial also. What about Raza? He has answered option A. Cool roof. They don't absorb much. Whether they reflect or they absorb less. That was the main point that you were missing in your concept. So okay, now he has also understood. So let's move ahead, guys, for question number 9. Here's question number 9, guys. So revise your concepts and give your answers for this question number 9, which is asking you all that a net zero facade is defined as. So what should be the proper definition of net zero facade as per you all? This is very very straightforward questions, and I don't think this you will be missing if you have understood the concept. I don't think this you will be missing if you have understood the concept of net zero building. 9B, 9B, 9B. Yeah, all of you are correct, guys. The correct answer for this particular question number 9 is 9B only. That is a net zero facade. It balances about the energy used on the site with the site generation. Often using the integrated solar panels, it can be there, or wind turbines can be there, or wind walls can be there. So it can be generated there also, and it can be used also there. But the energy consumed will be equal to the energy what it generates. That's why it will be net zero, not plus or minus. Clear? Can we move to the next question? Question number 10. So let me ask first. Is it clear? Guys, can we move to the next question? Okay. So as I can see, most of you are okay. So here's the 10th question then. And this will be the last question from the lecture 2 sample problem questions. Then we will be discussing some of the sample problem questions from lecture 3 of week 11. So let's answer to the last question and our lecture 2 series questions for week 11. Then we will be moving to the lecture 3 series soon. So this is very good question. I want to see who can answer it correctly and who can answer it first. These things was told to you, but I hope you have not given emphasis on this. If you have given, then you will be able to answer to this question. Question number 10. Yeah, it's good to see that all of you have already answered to this question. So it was not expected that you will be able to give the answer this much fast and that to be correct. All of you are correct, guys. So if you are able to answer means it was very well explained in the class. And option B for others who have not answered, I will like to tell you all that option B is the correct answer for this particular question, question number 10, where these digital twins, they are the virtual counterparts of real buildings or the that simulate, and they also monitor and optimizes the energy performance in real time. That's why the real time monitoring or prediction can be done with the help of digital twins is the correct answer. Good. And I'm happy to see that all of you have answered. I was not expecting that this much in depth you have studied lecture 2. So let's move to the lecture 3 then, guys, of week 11. And here is the first question from lecture 3. And in lecture 3, mostly daylight part was covered. So some of the questions will be asked based upon your understanding upon the daylight in buildings. First question is simply asking you about the primary aim of daylight in building, or the what do you understand by this particular terminology with respect to the buildings. Question number one. So if you will be answering it correctly and quickly, then I will moving to the second question, guys. First of all, let me see quickly. I've given enough time. Yeah. So Raza is the first to answer. Good. Sidra is second, and Celine is third, and others they are waiting for the explanation or the discussion. So all of your friends, Raja, Sidra, and Celine, they have answered it correctly, guys. Option B is the correct answer for this particular question. Question number two. That is, daylight is the controlled admission of sunlight and skylight into the buildings, and to minimize the electricity used for lighting. Mainly it is used for or reduces the use of artificial lighting. Option B. Good. So let's move to the second question, guys. Here is the second question. So how you can get the passive daylight strategy? You know very well. Then you have to answer which is not a passive daylight strategy out of the four options mentioned here. Question number two. None of you know the answer correct, I think. Or how many of you have answered? This time, as I can see, Sidra has answered D, Celine has answered D, but no response from Vicky or Krishna. Fine. So only two responses till now. I have given enough time, I feel. So let me discuss without wasting much of the time. So Celine and Sidra, they are correct. Both of them have marked option D. That is, LED are efficient electric lighting system, but it cannot be considered as a natural or the passive daylight technique. But others like light bulbs or clear storage or the solar tubes, they utilize the natural system or natural light for the daylighting purposes. So option D is the correct answer. All of you are correct. Let's move to the third question. Question number three, which is asking you all light self provides. Yeah, so now it is asking about the functions of each things that you have studied in the previous options. Like light cells, what do they perform? Question number three. So I won't be waiting much, guys, because we have to cover a lot of questions. So 3B have marked by two of you. Others also try to give your answers quickly. Whoever wants to participate in this problem solving session and give their opinion for this particular question. Question number three. Let me project once again for few minutes. Then I will be discussing with you all. Others participants like Supriya, Krishna, Raja, they have not answered, but Sidra, I can actively, she is actively participating, and I can see it clearly that she has understood the concept very well. Yeah, one more answer, guys. So Raja has also given his answer, and option B has marked, and option B is the correct answer for this particular question. Question number three. All of you are correct and understood it very well. These light cells, they basically reflect the sunlight upward and diffuse it in interior rooms. So diffuse daylight is the light that they provide. Fine. Here is the fourth question then. The jalis or the perforated screens. So let me admit the seventh participant, guys. One more participant wants to join to our problem solving session, and I have admitted him also. So here is the seventh participant. I feel one, two, three, four, five. So two have left then. So the seventh have joined. Two are joining and going. Maybe some disconnections are there. So for them who have seen the questions, they have answered, but the others who have not seen the question, I'm projecting it again to collect their answers for this particular question. Question number 4. Quickly give your answer, and then I will be having short discussion, and we will be moving to the next question then. Question number 4. So these type of preparations students are having. See, after looking at the questions, quickly they are giving their answers, and that will be correct answers. So you see your performance where you are lying. So accordingly, you have to improve to score more in the exam. Because I hope not more than 20 days. It's less than 20 days are left now. And you have to revise the it's weekly revision that I am performing here, but you have to revise all the 12-week contents, guys. So give some time for the revisions also. So let me see who has answered for this question number 4. Yeah, now as well you can see Sidra is the first to answer, and Raja and Celine they have answered, and all of them have answered it option B, option A, sorry. And option A is the correct answer. All of their preparations are up to date. That is, this jalis they reduces the glare, perforated jalis I'm talking about, or perforated screens. They reduce the glare, bring the soft and diffuse daylight indoors. That was mentioned in option A. That is correct. Fine. Let's go to the fifth question then. Here is the fifth question, guys. The fifth question is asking you all about which daylight strategy uses a country yard or the vertical shaft to channel the natural daylight or natural light. Out of the four options for this question number 5, which you think to the all the concepts related to different terminologies like light well, roof monitor, solar tubes, clear storage windows, all have been explained to you. So I hope it is clear, and you will be able to answer to this question number 5. So let me see who has answered. Then I will be, yeah, several answers have already received. Sidra again is the first. Yeah, yeah, the O is also, but now Raja is missing. Maybe he is waiting for the discussion. So let's discuss, guys. So fifth question, the correct answer is option A, light well. All of you have marked it correctly. This light well or the courtyard, they brings daylight into interior spaces through vertical openings. That was discussed and told to you in detail. So all of you whoever marked option A, they are correct. And whoever have not marked it or waiting for the discussion, I hope now it is clear to you all. Can we move to the next question, guys? Mark yes if you are okay. Yeah. So let's quickly move to the next question then. We are wasting much of our time because already we are lagging today. A lot of questions needs to be discussed. Here's the sixth question then in front of you all. The sixth question is asking you in which climate is having ATMS daylight strategy most beneficial. Question number 6. Whether it is hot and humid, cold, hot and dry and mixed. Yeah, for this question, I can see different answers have received, and whenever I see different answers, means there is some lack of concepts is there because only one answer is correct, but you are going in a different directions, guys. So only one of you are correct. Some of you are giving option B, some of you are giving option C, as I can see, and you all also can see as I have projected the screen. Raja is saying B, Sidra is saying C, and Celine is saying B. Others who also wants to give their vote, they can answer. Otherwise, I will be discussing it with you all. Other also, if you want to give your opinions, they mark your answers. So I have to admit that the correct answer for this particular question is option B, cold climate. And with the help of this atrium, This will allow you the direct sunlight. That was the function. Direct sunlight will be allowed to you, which will be providing beneficial heat gain, and it will be helpful in the colder regions. So the function, you, if you are knowing about the items, then you will be easily able to answer to this question. So it's not good for hot and humid or hot and dry. The option that you are selecting, the option B is the correct answer for this particular question number 6. I hope the concept is clear now. Is it clear? I have to know because you have answered it correctly. Can we move to the next question? Yeah. Okay. So Sidra is talking about explanation. So if you have known about the atrium, the function of this atrium or how they work, that you, if you know the concept, then you must be knowing that these atriums, they allow, it's not like light cells or something, that, or light tubes, light wells. So they mainly the atriums, they allow the direct sunlight. So if they are allowing more sunlight inside the building, so if they functions like that, so they will be providing more heat gains. So more heat gains, and I'm just talking you about most beneficial. The question is asking you about this strategy. I'm not talking where you can implement only. I'm talking about where it will be most beneficial. So most beneficial places will be where the more solar gain or heat gain will be required, and that will be cold place for sure. Is it clear now, Sidra, or do you need more explanation? Okay, so now it is clear. Good to see. So let's move to the next question, guys. Thanks. So your doubts are obvious, and your revisions are also important. So we are doing that also with the questions. So here is the next question, question number 7, which is asking you all about the vertical fins as shading device, most effective in blocking which kind of lights, or which places these are preferred. Vertical fins as a shading devices will be most. I am talking about the most effective place, or most effective blocking can be done with the help of vertical fins layer. That was told to you in very clear statement. I hope many of you can remember that and answer it correctly. Question number 7. So let me project the question again, because only two of you have answered till now. If only two of you have answered, then I have to wait. Now also only two. So others don't want to contribute their answer, or they don't know. So let's discuss without wasting much time. So guys, the correct answer is 7th A only. This time Sidra has answered it very efficiently, very fast and correct. And others, I wanted others also to answer, but unfortunately they were not able to answer this question. It was told to you that very well vertical things are designed. You very know well also as shading device it is talked about in the question. So vertical things are designed to reduce the low angled morning and evening solar radiation. So if these vertical fins, they are helping us to reduce the low level or low angle morning and evening sun. So you have to recall where the morning and evening sun will be there. So in the morning and evening sun you can get when your this vertical fins will be in east or west, towards east or west sun. That was the correct answer, and most of you have already answered also. So can we move to the next question? If the explanation is clear. Others who have not answered. Question number 7. Clear? Can we move? Sidra, Yadav, Raja. Am I audible? Okay. So let's move then. Here is the eighth question. Eighth question is there, and this eighth question will be the last question from lecture 3. Then we will moving to the sum of the question. This is the last question that is based upon the daylight concept. Then we will be moving to the lecture 4 content. So all of you can see the last question of lecture 3, and you can mark your answers and others. Till now we have discussed around 30 questions I feel from the last 3 lectures. 10 question if you take average, or around 30 questions. So if you are having any sort of doubt with the previous 30 questions, you can unmute yourself or ask in the chat box, because with this we will be moving to the next lecture series, lecture 4, sample program questions. And if you are not having any doubt, I will be asking you at the end of this question. Can we move to the next lecture series? And meanwhile, we'll give you the answer to this question. Question number 8, the correct answer. Yeah. So Raja has answered it first at 8:16 only. Sidra is also there. Celine is also there. Fine. All of you have answered C. So I'm quite impressed with the participants who have joined with today's problem solving sessions, because they are not only answering the questions very fast, rather they are also answering it correctly. This time also you are absolutely correct. The option C is the correct answer for this particular question. Question number 8. That is, exposure to daylight improves mood, boost productivity, and accelerate the healing. That we all know. That's why the option C, which talks about the faster patient recovery in hospital, is the correct answer, because good daylight will be benefiting it in all the dimensions. Good. So let's move to the lecture 4. But before that, if you are having any sort of doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, mark yes in the chat box. Can we move to the next question? Then you mark yes in the chat box. So two people are saying we can move to the next question or next lecture series. Okay, Sidra is also there. So most of you are okay. So let's move to the lecture 4 content then, guys, and complete it quickly. The first question is from lecture 4, which is asking you about a daylight optimized building footprint can achieved by. So how can you achieve daylight optimized building footprint? Good question. Let me see the opinion of all. It will take time, but you all will be giving the correct answer at the end, I hope. So this question answer, you can take the help from the lecture 4 content of week 11. Otherwise, from the previous knowledge also that was to under, or the previous discussions made in the previous lectures of week 11 weeks. From there also you can recall and answer to this question. Question number 1. So this type of question will ask, but you have to know very well what is the correct answer, guys. So Sidra is saying one. Everyone is saying one. So most of you are going for one, but one of you are going for option B. So let me discuss for some of you. So when you know very well that when the long axis is oriented east and west direction. So let me draw it for better understanding of you all. Yeah. Yes. East, west, north, south. So if your building's longer axis I'm talking about. So if the longer axis of your building will be located on the oriented in the east and west direction, then the north and south facades you can see the north facade this side and the south facade this side. This will be having larger or allow more control of the daylight entry and the west orientation you can see, and it was told to you also the most important direction is west, because will be helping you, this type of orientation will be helping the west orientation to minimize the glare and heat from this direction through the morning and evening sun. That type of discussion was made, and I hope the concept was clear, and most of you have understood also, and that's why they have marked option A as the correct answer for this particular question, and they are correct. So let me see and let me ask. Now it is clear. Option A is the correct answer. I have to take your point of view also and feedback also, because we were going in different opinion, different directions. But now, are you okay with option A is the correct answer, guys? Is it clear? Okay. Thanks, Supriya, for your quick response. And Raja also, now it is clear, I think. So, lot of participants have joined today. I am happy to see that all of you are actively participating as well. So, let me discuss the next question. Little bit we are lagging in our today's problem solving session because lot of questions are there. So, I will be moving quite a little bit quickly to the next question. So, you try to rapid your responses and answers also. Question number two, guys. The question number two is asking you about the recommended window to wall ratio in warm and humid Indian climate for good daylight and optimized solar gain is. So what do you think the correct answer is? So it is talking about which kind of climate condition you see. They are talking about warm and humid. So you have to answer accordingly. I know these wallpark numbers they are very quite difficult to remember, but sometimes they are important, guys. So let me see who have remembered these wallpark numbers and who have answered it correctly. So all of you can see B was marked by most of you. So option B is saying how much percentage? 20 to 25%. Yeah. But let me tell you all that B is not the correct answer. B is not the correct answer. 20 to 25% is not the correct answer. So it's very, I should say, this or disappointing to see that most of you have not understood the concept, or most of you are going in a wrong direction. If this is your building, and in the building the position of different window directions were also shown to you, if you can recall that this is direct ventilation or this can be cross ventilation kind of things. These all things were explained to you there, and in today's this week also it has been told. You can see it is warm and humid type of climatic condition. So when there is warm and humid climatic conditions, so you will need to optimize both the things. First of all, if there will be lot of window to wall ratio, then there will be lot of solar heat gain, and there will be hot conditions will be there in the building. But apart from that, these windows, they will also be having helping you in proper orientation of building. They will also be helping you for the cross ventilation of air. If there will be no windows, then absolutely no ventilation will be there. But if there will be windows, then there will be ventilation, and that is the primary important. All of you know very well this is environment humidity can only be controlled with the proper airflow. So if you are keeping your window to wall ratio, then you have to go in both the means you have to balance both the things, not much heat gain, but also proper windows should be there for proper airflow. Then only comfort conditions can be reached. So in that regard, the option C is the correct answer for this particular question. Or 10% or 20% it will be very very less for proper ventilation and this humid control perspective. But 30 to 40% is the ideal condition, and the 60% will be then again creating lot of heat. So the correct answer for this particular question is 30 to 40%. I hope it is clear, guys, because we know we need to balance between the daylight and the optimized solar heat gain as well. So if the explanation is clear, then let me know. 30 to 40%, all of you are agreeing. Can we move to the next question? Okay, guys. So it took some time, but it's good to see that all of you have understood whatever I wanted to convey. Fine. So let me move to the next question. Question number three. Here is a question number three for you all, which is asking you all which type of glasses has exceptional thermal insulation and reflects most of the solar heat while allowing light to pass through. So what should be the correct answer for question number three? Let's do it and mark it correct. Question number three. Anyone who wants to add their answers? So some of you have answered, I know. So let me see. So as I can see, guys, most of you have marked option B for this particular question, question number three, and others they are waiting for the discussion. Okay. So option. Okay, one more answer I think, or one more participant. Yeah. Otherwise, I was already answered. So most of you answered B. Good. So option B is the correct answer. All of you are correct. Whoever have answered option B, they are correct. Low emissivity glasses, you know very well that they will be helping you to provide insulation by reflecting the infrared or the UV rays and allowing the light, but minimizing the heat gain or losses and improving the thermal comfort by reducing the energy use. So option B is the correct answer for this particular question number three. Let's move to the fourth question. Here's the fourth question, which is asking you about the solar controlled glass is most suitable for. So where you will be implementing or incorporating this solar controlled glasses, whether you will be incorporating it in bedrooms, kitchens, underground basement. So there will not be any use of underground basement. How this solar control can perform there? So only three options can be the answers, but you have to opt the most suitable one. Question number four, correct answer. How or where you have seen. So you must have seen in showrooms, malls, or educational institute, big malls, then you must have seen that these solar controlled glasses are utilized. Why? Because this reduces the glare. Because in the afternoon, if you are going there, then there will be glare or heat gain will be there, and you will not be able to see the things properly. There will be improper lighting or glare will be there. So if you want to make the spaces ideal for use in the during the daytime, and during the daytime which things are mostly used, where they are mostly utilized, solar control glasses, then you will get to know that it's option C, showrooms, malls, and educational institute for the question number 4. That was my opinion, and I want to note the opinion of others also, what they were thinking. 4C, yeah, all of you are right, guys. Celine was first to answer. Good. Sidra, Sidra, I have not seen her in the previous problem solving sessions, but I can uh, tell it clearly that her preparation level is up to date, because today she is impressed with her answers. Most of the answers she has given, and they are correct. So let's move to the next question, guys. Here is the fifth question. Tubular skylights are mainly used when? Yeah. So where you will be utilizing these tubular skylights mainly or mostly? Anyone knows the answer? Let me see. Sunil has answered it first. It's B. Sidra also answered B. Others they are not confident about the answer. So let me discuss them. The option B is the correct answer. This tubular skylights, they you know very well that they are around 10 to 15 inches in diameter, and they transmit the sunlight deep in the room through the reflective tubes. So even around the HVAC or the plumbing obstacles are there, then also they can through the tubes and through various transmit devices they can transmit the skylights. So if you are having limited ceiling spaces, then they are very beneficial. So the question number fifth, option B was the correct answer, and most of you were answering it B only. Is it clear to all of you now? Others who have not answered, can we move to the next question? Respond quickly, guys, because a lot of questions we need to discuss. Okay, Rajesh saying yes. What about others? Okay, so let's move. So here's the sixth question, which is asking me about which type of skylight is commonly used in large public spaces like malls. Yeah, this is very straightforward question. Recently we have discussed. It was told to you also. So if you know the concept and functions of different types of skylight systems, then you can easily answer to this question number six. So this is a quick revision kind of thing for you all. Anyone wants to give their answers? They can give. Yeah. So guys, very good. Yadav, Sidra, lot of answers I have received for this particular question, question number six, and most of you have answered option B, and option B is the correct answer. This is that is barrel vault skylights. They cover large roof areas, and that is ideal for public or institutional buildings, but not suited for residential due to privacy and scale that they require. So B is the correct answer, and all of you have marked it correctly. So let us move to the seventh question, guys. The seventh question, which is asking you all about the advantages of pyramid skylights. They are advantageous because, what do you think should be the appropriate answer for this particular question number 7? So first of all, you mark the question number and then mark the answer. Then it will be easily to evaluate for which particular option you are giving your answer. So guys, as I can see, 7C, yeah, now Yadav has corrected himself, I think. What is, yeah, 7C, guys, 7C, very good, very, very good. 7C is the correct answer for this particular question. Question number 7. That is, these pyramid skylights, as you all know that they are compact, aesthetic, improved natural lighting system and ventilation also. So they can be used in both commercial and residential settings. So this commercial can also be the options for the which have been mentioned in option B, industrial. You can say no. It is only talking about only. That's why option B was not the correct answer. So if it is only, then not. It can be also used in various institutional also places, as I have told to you. So option C is the correct answer. That they bring the function it has been written. The function I'm talking about, the application. So function has been written in function. If you're talking about, then it brings the natural light with limited terrace area usages. That is the correct answer. Fine. So with this we have completed the different lectures in sample problem question. Now I will be discussing, it is around how many questions. Yeah, it's around 6 questions. Last 6 questions from the sample problems. That will be mixed. Let's play some mixed kind of questions. Last 6 questions, then all the sample problem questions will be finished. Then we will be discussing only the previous year assignment questions. So let us first finish this last 6 sample problem questions. Here is the first question, which is asking you all about the in context of building materials. Glazing low E stands for. This I have told to you many times. I hope this you won't be taking much time to answer, because this kind of acronyms type of questions or multiple options can also be correct in this particular section or the chapter of discussion. There can be acronym or there can be multiple answers also. I am telling you all, because this kind of questions also you are getting in your assignment, and in your final evaluation also you will be getting such kind of questions. So you have to prepare for this question and be prepared for this question. So let me see for this acronym how many of you know the answer and how many of you have answered it correctly. Yeah, 1C, 1C, 1C. As I can see, and option C is the correct answer. This low E refers to the low emission glasses. You can say a low emissivity. To be the more specific term is low emissivity. E refers to the emissivity. Fine. Option C is the correct answer. So here's the second question. This WWR. This I have asked in the previous sessions also, but this is very important. Many times you will be getting or you will be going through these terminologies in your study or in your course. I don't think this will be marked incorrectly by any one of you. Option A, window to wall ratio, or window to wall ratio, wall to window ratio. It has been mentioned. So you have to get to it. Most of you have marked option B, as you all also can see for this particular question. B, 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 I can see, and option B is the correct answer, guys. That is the window to wall ratio. WWR refers to window to wall ratio. All of you are correct. Then I'm not discussing it much detail because it's just the acronym kind of question. It's just the full form. So you have to choose the appropriate full form. There cannot be much discussion on the other options because they're absolutely correct. Here the third question. UHI in urban design stands for. Anyone wants to add your answers? Yeah, as I can see, several answers have been received, and B option have been marked urban heat island. That is the correct answer, guys. So let's move to the fourth question. Here is the fourth question. The key element of a low energy building envelope include. So this is MSQ type of question, multiple selections you have to make. Before you give your answers, I would like to tell you that here multiple answers can be correct. So you have to opt all the answers that you think can be correct option. So all the subsequent questions that I will be discussing in this particular chapter, or I can say next three questions. Next three questions, there will be multiple selection kind of things. So you select your answer and give only one answer, which are the correct options for this question number four. So guys, I can see Raja is saying AB for this question number, but BD have been marked there, and some of you are marking ABC. So this kind of question will really trouble you, as I can see, and I can bet you all that none of you have given their similar answers. All are giving different answers. They are correct, but you have to opt all the correct answers. And the most correct answers, the correct answers for this question is A, B, C, all. Because shading is a part of building envelope. Window design is also part of building envelope. And passive design studies are also the part of building envelope. And this option D, this is not the correct answer. This is only the incorrect answer, and all the three answers you have to mark A, B, C. Why option D is not the correct answer? Because high embodied, whenever the thing of embodied energy materials are talked about, this is low energy buildings. So low energy buildings, and it is talking about envelope. So high embodied energy materials, they cannot be the part of the key element of low energy building envelope. I hope the explanation is clear, and this was very good question that only Celine has answered it correctly. ABC. Is it clear now, all of you? Fourth question. If it is clear, then we will be moving to the next question. Please let me know. Can we move to the next question? Only two people are okay. What about others? Lot of people are there. Okay. So now I can move. Lot of approvals have got. So here's the fifth question. Here also multiple answers are correct. So read all the options carefully for the question number 5. Yeah. So this was very straightforward question. I think many of you have answered A, B, C, D. All. Yeah, yeah. All of you are correct. But I was waiting for. I thought Sidra will also be answering, but yeah, she has also answered. She took some time for this question, but all of you are correct. So it's A, B, C, D, all all the four options. So it is very clear. All of you have answered it correctly. The benefit is energy saving, improved thermal compression, HVAC load, and enhanced occupant well-being. All we have discussed in the previous discussions and sample problem questions. So I don't think all of you need much more discussions. Let's move to the sixth question. That will be the last question of the sample problem series. Then all our sample problem will be completed. Then we will be discussing last 10 question of the today, and we will try to complete it within 15 to 20 minutes, and then we will be ending to the session. So let's discuss. Let's complete this first. Yeah, guys, good to see that all of you have marked it correctly. Celine was the first to answer, but she has mentioned for option 5 or 6. We don't know which answer she is giving for this question. Okay, 6 ABCD. All of you marked all the ABCD. So it's all different. Which is type of skylight? All are the type of skylight. It's not anyone which is not the type of skylight. So all of you are correct. With this, all our sample problem questions have been discussed. Now we will be discussing just last 10 questions of the day, and we will try to complete it within 15 to 20 minutes. Whatever time it takes for you to solve, not me. If you will be answering it quickly, then I will be moving to the next question quickly. So these are very very important questions. Last 10 questions. I want all of you to participate, all of you to answer and answer it correctly because they have been asked. So based upon your understanding and based upon the different type of questions that we have solved today, guys, I hope all of you will be easily able to answer to these questions that was asked in the previous year assignment. Anyone? So this is very straightforward question. I don't know why you are taking so much time, but take your time. The answer should be correct. Till now, how many of you have answered? Yeah, only two. Only two of you know the answer of this particular question. So let me wait for others also, otherwise I will be discussing. I thought these questions need not to be discussed. All of you must be clear. Question number one. Others? No, none of you are now mentioning. So let me tell you all, then discuss it all. So whoever have answered option D, it is the correct answer for this particular question. All of the above. Building envelope comprises of all roof, wall, and windows. It includes all the components which have been mentioned. That's why option D is the correct answer for this question number one. Is it clear? Can we move to the last nine questions? Where are the guys? Am I not audible? Or they are not able to see the question? I'm not getting it properly. So mic is connected. Can we move to the next question? All of you have actively participated till now. I want all of you to participate in last 10 minutes and solve the most important questions. Guys, okay, so I got the response. Let's move to the second question. This is the second question of the assignment of previous year. Low envelope building functions. Answer. Give your answers, guys, for the question number two. Read all the options carefully. Then give your final answers for this question number two. Others, let me project. I think it is going in hurry. That's why Sidra has joined like later. Yeah. So all of you have answered. or most of you have answered. I don't know why, but now Raja is very active and Raja is answering it quickly and correctly also. Others also they're taking their time, but it's good to see that all of you are answering it correctly. Option A is the correct answer. Out of the four options, none of you have selected incorrect answer. That is the low energy envelope. The main purpose of the low energy envelope is to minimize energy demand by optimizing insulation or ventilation or daylight that we have already discussed, and this mainly focuses on energy reduction rather than structure type. Fine. Here the third question then. Third question is asking me about the key element of low energy envelope R. That also we have discussed today class and today's problem solving session. So I don't think this will be taking much time of you to answer. Question number 3. All of you give your answers. Yeah, as you can see, Celine was first to answer. Raja already answered. Yeah, but now these boys, Yadav and Vicky, they are going ahead of Sidra. They are answering it quickly, and Celine is the first to answer. All of you have answered it correctly, and all of you have answered the correct answer. Option number D, all of the above. Whether it can be shading device or appropriate window design or passive design, all of the above are the key elements of a passive energy envelope system. So let's move to the fourth question then. Here is the fourth question. Out of the last 10 questions, here is the fourth question, guys. Yeah. So this question I have given the sample problem question. So this kind of questions was also asked in the previous year assignment question. So you can see the importance of sample problem question in the previous year assignment questions. So if this will be asked in your final exam also, then also you will be able to answer. Yeah, but again, this we have already discussed, guys. But it's very disappointing to see that till now some of you are answering. Yeah, now he has answered all. No, initially he has answered option A, Celine Sidra, Gulf Power, and the other one is Vicky. Vicky is not knowing the answer, maybe. So option D is the correct answer. I have already discussed in the sample problem question discussion. All of these are important. How they are important that also I have discussed. So I will not go in detail with this. I will be moving to the fifth question. Out of the last 10 questions, here is the fifth question. So this is very important question that was asked in the previous year assignment. Okay, so there are very rapid fire type of question and answering is going on. All of you have answered within 1 minute of time span. 8:45, 8:55, 55, 54, sorry, 8:54 all of you. Raja, Vicky, all of you are going for option B. There's healthy competition is going on. So option B is the correct answer, guys. That is green roof. They reduce the surface temperature, you know very well, and they also enhance the evapotranspiration and improve the urban microclimate, making them an effective urban heat island mitigation strategy. That was told to you very well, and you have remembered it also. Very good. So let us move to the next question. Question number 6. I hope this will also be not taking much time of you all. The sixth question, which is asking you all the most inexpensive method to bring daylight into buildings in a very compact settlement is. Question number 6. Compact settlement. Remind the terminology. I told you in compact settlement where less ceiling spaces are there. So which kind of daylight systems are preferred? That I have told in different way it has been asked. This is taking some time for you to answer, but I want all of you to take your time but answer it correctly. Question number 6. So some of you are voting for B and some of you are waiting for C. Others, give your vote. 5 minutes. Hmm? Cut down. So all of you give your opinion for this particular question. Question number 6. Yeah, most of you are going for option B. Some of you are going for option C. But the correct answer which was considered in the previous year assignment was option C, not B. How and why? So let me tell you all that you are going for the inexpensive method, but it is also asking you about the function it should perform, that it should bring the daylight into the building in a very compact settlement. If your building is very compact, so in that regard, option C is the correct answer that was considered in the previous year assignment, that is solar tubes or the light tubes. And I have told you very well that they are cost effective and energy efficient systems, that they are channelizing the natural light, and they are basically keeping it deep into the compact building. Mainly, they are mainly designed for the compact building where the windows are not feasible. That was told to you how they transmit inside the diffuse light. So for complex settlement, you need the daylight being inside, then solar tubes will be the most beneficial. Option C. Celine has only marked it answer correctly. Others have not. Now I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, okay. So fine. So let us move to the seventh question. Here is the seventh question. Which of these is a which of these is not a solar shading device? Whether it is a solar shades, bullion, vertical fins, or jolly work. So out of the four options which you have not heard when the discussion about the solar shading devices were made to you. Yeah. So I can see most of you have answered option B, and all of you correct. Option B is not the correct answer out of the four options that have been given to you all, and the other options they are correct. These mullions they are the vertical elements separating the window panels, but they do not function as the shading elements, unlike the other options like sunset, fins, or zali work. So B is the correct answer. Whoever have answered, they have answered it correctly. But who knows don't know the answer, you remind the option. Question number 8. So here's the question number 8 from the previous year assignment. After solving this, we will be left with only two questions with the today's problem solving session discussion. Then we will be ending to the session. So which you think choose the appropriate answer? Question number 8. Read all the four options carefully and choose the appropriate answer only. Guys, so it is testing your concept, I think. Most of you are not giving answers. Only Celine has given. Question number 8. So it's the last three questions that you have to Answer if you know the answer. Otherwise, I will be discussing. Yeah, now Sidra comes into picture, and she has marked option C. Others, anyone wants to give their opinion? If they don't want to give their opinion, since they are lacking somewhere, so let me tell with you all that option C is the correct answer for this particular question. Question number 8. And these skylight are the roof installed windows, you can say, or designed to admit the daylight, while they offer outdoor visibility also and lightning also. They are not primarily insulation devices. That was mentioned in option A. Not primarily. That's why option A is discarded, and option C is the correct answer. And only two of them or two of you have answered to it, but others also I wanted to give your answers. But okay, it's just a revision and a learning class. So I hope now it is clear to all of you. If it is clear to all of you, please let me know. Then I will be moving to the second last question of the day. All of you, let me know. Without wasting much of our time, can we move to the next question or do you need some more explanation? Okay, so let us move to the second last question. Here is the second last question in front of you all, which is asking you all about, or which was asked in the previous year assignment to the students. A well designed and said source of daylight benefits by. The correct answer for this question number 9. All of you give your answers. Yeah, as I can see, it's Sidra and Celine, Gulf Power. Yeah, now Ayaba was also put into picture. 9A. All of you have marked 9A. Out of the participants, whoever have joined, most of you have answered and most of you have marked it 9A. And let me tell you all that all of you are absolutely correct. 9A is the correct answer. This properly shaded daylight reduces the artificial lighting, that you know very well, and while avoiding the excess heat, solar gain, improving the energy efficiency as well. That's why option A was the correct answer for this particular question, question number 9. Very good, guys. So here's the last question of today's problem solving session. With this, we will be ending our today's problem solving session. So let me see who can answer it correctly. The last question of the day. All of you give your answers. Yeah, as I can see, Sidra, Celine, most of you have answered to this question, and most of you have already answered to it as option C. And option C is the correct answer, guys. Very very good. That is that you all know that glare lighting, they will be causing or visual discomfort and strain, making it the most undesirable form of daylight compared to the softer, diffused or twilight, whatever have been mentioned in the options. So option C is the correct answer for this particular question. So with this, we have came to an end for our today's problem solving session, and I want to thank all the participants whoever have joined to the today's problem solving session and made the today's problem solving session an interactive and successful one. And all I wanted to all you to inform that similarly we will be solving our week 10 problem solving session, week 12, in the next Tuesday 7 to 9 p.m. So all of you kindly join the next session as well. Okay, thank you all for joining. Thank you all. I think now you can all log out, and thank you all. See you all soon.